For 10 years, he fought demons without rest and became a legend on the battlefield. But when he finally returned, he appeared as a 14-year-old boy. Everyone saw a child. But hidden inside him was the power of a warrior who had survived a decade of war. And the moment those powers were revealed, the world realized this was no ordinary teenager. The story opened with the main character named Luck, who was fighting in a dungeon with his two teammates, Goran and Eric, against the demons. That world was filled with countless demons, and Luck's team had to fight against them to save humanity. At that time, the three of them killed many demons with their powers, and were happy about returning to their families, as they had been there for many days, and had now killed all the demons. Because of this, Eric and Goran told Luck to consider marrying a girl, as marriage was very important in life. But Luck stopped them by saying that he had no need to marry. During their conversation, they suddenly saw a massive horde of demons in front of them, moving towards them too many to count. Seeing all of them, Luck knew that if all three of them fought, none of them would remain alive. So he made a decision, and told his friends to go back to their families while he fought the demons alone. But Eric and Goran did not agree. They told him they should fight together. However, Luck did not want his friends to die, so he quickly created a stone wall between himself and his friends so that they could save their lives. After this, Luck started fighting with the demons, who were extremely powerful. But he did not stop and killed countless demons alone in the dungeon. During that time, many days and months passed as he fought non-stop. Then, after killing all the demons, Luck saw the general of the demons standing before him and started fighting her. Luck had the ability to absorb anyone's power, so he quickly used his magical power, as his rank was S rank. Using his ability, he absorbed all the power of the demon general and healed his body, because after non-stop fighting he had felt great weakness. By absorbing the demon general's power, he healed himself and then started fighting again. In this way, he spent 10 years in the dungeon, fighting non-stop. Finally, he saw the demon Lord King standing before him, who was far more powerful than any enemy he had faced before. Luck tried to absorb his power into his body, but this king was too powerful and started fighting Luck fiercely. During the fight, the king injured Luck very badly, but in the end, Luck used his power and began absorbing the king's power into his body. The process was not easy, as the king was too powerful and it was very difficult for Luck to control that energy. Then, a massive explosion occurred. When Luck woke up, his entire body had transformed into that of a 14-year-old boy. He did not know about this change. He picked up the sword of the Demon King and exited the dungeon, only to find that the whole world had changed. Luck followed the road and eventually reached a city where his only mission was to find Goran and Eric. When he entered the city, his clothes were extremely dirty, so a guard gave him new clothes and told him to hide his sword beneath them. He then reached the middle of the city, where everyone was cheerful and going about their daily work. While walking, Luck suddenly noticed a statue in the middle of the market and was shocked to see it, as he knew it had not been there before. He also wanted to know who it was. He asked a man nearby, who told him that it was the statue of their great hero, Luck, the one who had fought alone against the demons in the dungeon and sacrificed himself for the safety of the people. Upon hearing this, Luck was stunned, because he was alive, and no one recognized him due to his 14-year-old face, which made him look like a child. He then went inside the Adventurer Guild office to join as a hunter. There, he met Goran, who quickly sensed that this was his friend Luck and was overjoyed to see him alive. Goran took him with him to a private room, gave him food to eat, and called Eric, who arrived within minutes. Both of them were incredibly happy to see Luck standing before them, knowing their friend was alive. However, they were shocked by his appearance, as he looked so young. When Luck heard their reaction and looked at himself in a mirror, he was stunned. He then realized that this had happened during the time when he absorbed the Demon King's power in the dungeon. His body had transformed into this form as a result. Upon hearing this, Eric was astonished, because Luck had killed the Demon King alone, which meant there was no longer any need to fear the demons. He decided to give Luck a great reward and wanted to attach a title of bravery to his name. By that time, Eric had become the king of the city and Goran was the master of the Adventurer Guild. But Luck did not want any of this. He told his friends that he wanted to live this life from the beginning. He said he would not reveal his true S-rank power, and would instead start at F rank in the guild. Eric and Goran agreed and created an Adventurer Guild card for Luck. On Luck's request, they changed his name on the card from Luck to Locke. From that point forward, the main character's name was Locke. After receiving the guild card, Locke quickly went inside the Adventurer Guild office and handed his card to the receptionist girl, Aron. He told her he wanted to go to the goblin area to kill them, but she did not agree, as it was not easy for an F-rank hunter to fight goblins. Just then, a girl named Ginny and her brother Ario came forward, and told Aron that they would work as a team. Aron agreed, stamped the guild paper, and the three of them set out on their journey toward the goblin area. Locke thought that he could train them to become skilled fighters during the mission. They eventually reached the dungeon where the goblins were present and began killing them. Locke used his sword, Ginny used a bow and arrows, and Ario used his fire power. After killing a large number of goblins, Ginny and Ario grew exhausted and told Locke they wanted to go back. At that moment, the Goblin King appeared and they hid themselves. But then, a girl appeared in front of the Goblin King and started fighting him. If you love binge watching anime recaps without the boring filler, hit that subscribe button right now and join the AniJinwoo universe.